Good morning, Angshus here. Just a quick video, but a pretty serious one. Today I would just like to discuss an issue of absolutely catastrophic or epidemic proportions, especially in Australia, and that is the issue of the Pokies. Now, the reason for this video is I would like to put out there a method from lived experience that I know does work. A principle that you can use to basically quit the Pokies immediately. Now, obviously, the majority of people out there can't just chuck addictions in immediately. Some can, which is incredible, because I was really slow at giving up mine, I can tell you that. I had a horrendous history with addiction, none of which occurs these days. It took me a long time to get over everything, hand in hand with OCD. Really bad choices, totally irresponsible. I started later in life, but my point is that, I started later in life getting somewhere, slowly. But anyway, that's all in the past. As long as you give it up and you get better. Anyway, on a serious note, I can tell you how to basically stop playing the Pokies. I don't pretend to be a prophet, I'm just your everyday Joe blogs. But the way I gave up the Pokies in the end was I rang the helpline, because I went through endless therapy and psychologists and, help programs, but in the end it was one phone call to the gambling helpline one night. And I'm thinking, how does this work? Like you can be up $4 grand, and you can lose $4 grand, and win $2 grand, be down $2 grand. And then all of a sudden it hit me out of nowhere, almost like divine intervention. And I thought, my God, it's actually pretty simple. It comes down to this one principle. We can call it the Angshus method if you like, whatever, doesn't matter. If you're serious about giving up the Pokies, and even if you want to do it today, just sit down with a coffee and just have a think about this for a while. It all comes down to this. Quite simple. Whether you win or lose on the day, it makes no difference. You'll go back, and therefore you'll always lose. That's it. Now, if you start thinking about that, you'll realise that what am I going to gain? Nothing. I'm going to continually lose. It's progressive. It's an addiction that's progressive. Most addictions are progressive. They start small and they get worse. I was exposed in the beginning, and I don't blame anyone. I blame myself. I made really bad choices for a hell of a long time, and I don't want other people to do what I did. Gambling is one of probably the hardest addictions to beat, and it will destroy God knows how many people in the world, or if not Australia. One other quick method I want to put out there. It's what I've classed as CCP. Now I may have said, I can't remember, but I've done training in gambling harm. But that was unassociated. What I'm talking about today is strictly my own principles and through lived experience. But another method I'd like to put out there, and if you remember this, it will become incredibly helpful. Helpful not just with beating addiction, but in life. To any kids that may be out there, please hear it. I don't pretend to be a prophet. I'm just everyday Joe. But I call this CCP, otherwise known as choices, confidence, and psychology. Basically, if you're involved in addiction, you've got really bad confidence, you're making bad choices, and it's through really bad psychology. Give up all of that, you've got great psychology, great confidence, and you make better choices. It's all as simple as that. But for those of you out there that are going through immense sheer pain, don't give the government this insane, horrific revenue that they're bleeding you dry of when you can get on with your life and actually achieve amazing things through your own desire and make yourself feel fantastic and be proud of yourself, and others will around you. All the best, and you have a great day. Thank you. My name is Angshus. I'm the OCD guy.